is the sign that the Season 2 changes coming to Warzone, which, by the way, we have been asking for literally years, a sign that Warzone is hurting? Well, in this video, we are going to discuss exactly that, so make sure you hit that like button below, hit subscribe as well, and let's get right into the video. So, first and foremost, let's just briefly talk about some of the changes that are being made. So, one, you're going to have a higher mantle reach, which means you're going to be able to grab things that are higher up, which means, you know, being cock-blocked by a tiny little pebble should not really be happening anymore, which, you know, again, is a long time coming. Good to see. Also, the fact that if you're aiming down sight, this is a big one. If you're aiming down sight, you are not going to get caught up in a gas mask animation. The amount of times that this has got me killed or has won me a fight when it's happened to the other enemy is ridiculous. So it's been a very, very long time coming for that particular change. Another change as well is that you will be given 50 HP for every plate you equip, no matter how many plates you have. So if you've only lost 10 hit points of one plate, you're not going to use an entire plate on that 10 HP. So you're going to end up with just a little bit off. So if I had like 3/4 of a plate, I'm not going to have one plate, I'm going to have 1 3/4 plates. So that's a nice little change as well. And yeah, just general quality of life fixes. The planes in Caldera are being nerfed a bit. AA guns being buffed a bit, and just other quality of life changes as well, like collisions with the vehicles. So you're not gonna get completely cock blocked by a tiny little pebble. The same pebbles that you can't climb on on normal game modes. So yeah, these are some of the big things that are happening. And also a big one too is that you won't be able to aim assist when you've been stunned, which, by the way, is absolutely broken. So they've just turned aim assist off when you're stunned, which is a long time coming because you shouldn't really have an advantage over what someone else is using in certain situations, like a stun. Like being stunned while on a control pad should not be any different to being stunned while on PC, or keyboard and mouse, should I say. So yeah, it's just quality of life changes. But here's my main thing with this, right? If Warzone was doing well, let's just imagine if Warzone's got the same amount of players, the same amount of popularity, the same amount of people watching on Twitch and all that stuff, as what it did in the first Halloween event before Cold War's integration dropped. Would we be seeing these changes? No. I really don't think we would be. And the reason I think this is because we are actually really close to Warzone 2 now. The fact it's been officially announced and all that stuff. Why bother making all these changes if the game's not going to be carried on permanently? You know what I mean? It's not going to be like a 5-year service like other games are trying to be, like Apex, for example. No, there's going to be a sequel. And if the game didn't need to make these changes, I really don't think these changes would have been made. So what does this tell you about Activision? What does it tell you about the state of the game? Well, it tells me quite a lot. It tells me that, they're hurting big time. People don't really want to watch the Warzone content as much as they once did. People don't want to play Warzone as much as they once did. The majority of streamers and content creators are playing Rebirth, Vanguard, or just outright something else. Not many people are playing Caldera. The developers have admitted they've cocked up on Caldera, which, you know, if you cock up on the map, then you do need to make amends for that. And I think if it was Verdansk and we were still on year 3 of the project, this would not be happening because you'd still have enough players to justify it. They don't make changes. These changes, you have to understand, make money. So I'm assuming that this has happened because not many people have bought the Battle Pass for Season 1 or 2. I'm assuming that this change has happened because people aren't playing the game and they can see the player counts on Warzone. This has happened because people aren't buying blueprints. This has happened because people aren't buying these guns. This has happened because people aren't buying Vanguard. This is happening because we're not using our wallets to pay for crap in this game. And it's really refreshing to see. It's forced action. And like I said before, this would not be happening if the game was in a good state. And do you want to know why I know that? Activision's track record. Games that are doing well, in the Call of Duty franchise, they don't get updates unless it's dramatically hurting profits or the player count. Often, they're one and the same. I made a video a few, actually months ago now, talking about the fact that, you know, if they didn't need to make changes, they wouldn't have to. And it boggles my mind that if they have such a high player count, I don't really know how to word this, but like basically they're one of few games that have a crap quality game and a really high player base. Other games don't have that luxury. They have to have a good core game to have a high player base, whereas COD's just, it's living off reputation, and now that reputation factor is starting to wear off. The image associated with the Call of Duty brand is now that of constant bugs, hackers, and all the rest. And Activision are trying to fix that perception of Call of Duty now. And it's about damn time. Could this have anything to do with the Microsoft acquisition? Maybe. Maybe. But ultimately, it's ultimately down to the game not performing as well as it should be. And that speaks volumes. I can't emphasize enough. This would not have happened if the game had held its player base from even the Cold War era. Though that was an awful time, it's still, you know, it was still Verdansk and there was still a healthy, if not peak player base. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Are you happy with the changes that they made? Have they come too late? And do you agree that they've happened because of a dwindling player base? And are you concerned off the back of it? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Until then, I will see you on Thursday. And on that day, we have got an A1A Players videos. It's going to be a good one. Followed up on Saturday with the G43 versus the FAL. It's going to be a fun week on the channel, guys. So, yeah, take care.